Uh, Hi, my name's Rob, and this is my first ever YouTube video. So please bear with me. I think everyone's a bit nervous the first time. I am doing a series of videos in which I summarise the events of a game that I am playing with my group, Kult. Death is Only the Beginning, which of course came before Divinity Lost, which I don't have. In the first session of the story that I wrote, Shedding Skin, three out of the four group members were able to make it. One was unwell. These things do happen. I have decided just to nick a map from one of the Xbox games that I tend to play, Central 2, and really just use a map and locations, no major characters, probably no minor ones either. And while a lot of the store names in Stillwater tend to be joke names, I've changed them to better match the more serious, darker tone of Kult. So it starts off with the private investigator character, Johnny Thunder, being tasked by the police to aid in their investigations. One of the gangs has recently gotten into the arms dealing game, and all of the turf wars that they have with rivals, this particular gang doesn't seem to be as badly affected by the loss of members. The PI has to find out the identity of the supplier of the high-end weaponry and find out, if she can, how it is that they're managing to keep numbers up to a greater degree than the rival gangs could. They start in the downtown district in the Friendly Fire gun store, which is in the territory of the Blue Devils Motorcycle Club, an outlaw motorcycle club / criminal organisation, where two of its members seem to be standing guard inside. The PI goes in to buy some ammunition for her revolver before taking the store owner, Mike, to a quieter spot where she can ask him some questions. The gang she's looking into is not the motorcycle club, but a gang to the south of the city known as the Southside Snakes, of which Mike knows very little. Having concluded her business and handed over her business card to him, she passes the two other player characters that come in. And they do much the same, buy up ammunition. Then one of them goes to get a little practice in at the range round back, while the other one waits outside. And that gets cut short after some particularly unlucky, disastrous rolls. by the character Alberto Rodriguez, who is played by my nephew. And as my nephew is still a child, there are some aspects of Kult that I have to remove because he's not really ready for it yet. But I'm still left with absolutely plenty to work with. So eventually the three start to talk and they learn of Joni's case. She has to find out what she can about this guy. And finds they have a conversation and find that Alberto is also looking for someone because his wife, having witnessed a firefight between two rival factions, maybe saw more than she was meant to. And this, they believe, is why she had been recently gunned down in the street, though they're not quite sure who did it and who they may be affiliated with. They head back down south to the red light district where two of the characters live, Alberto and Lucifer, or Luke Evans, who happen to know each other, being that they live relatively close to each other. Luke also works in a place called Club Cotty as a sort of bouncer slash steward. So when they head in there, Joni continues her rapport with Luke before getting on to Alberto, who reveals to Joni what happened to his wife, and the funeral was not long been gone. And he turns his thoughts to looking for her killer. After a while, the two of them go to Alberto's house, where he relieves the babysitter, because apparently he still has a son left, and they go into more detail, and at that point it occurs to Alberto that his wife actually kept a diary before she died, and thus may hold some more information. Upon searching the house for the diary, they do find it, and in the last couple of entries notes that one of the men she saw got into a blue-green sports car, very expensive looking, and it gives them a starting point, as the session was really just about introducing the characters to each other and the main plot. And they learn that their goals and motivations intertwine to some degree and have begun to explore their options. Luke, upon returning from his shift, reveals to Joni that he actually saw the vehicle speeding past. To his awareness, it was some kind of a Porsche. Unfortunately, this gives them something to go on, but not as much as they would like, which of course prompts Joni to contact the police detectives and the hopes that they can begin checking on the information that she has supplied. The next day, they begin to talk about the list of suspects who could have killed his wife or had her killed, and why. It does seem likely that she saw something she wasn't supposed to see. Was it that she saw some sort of an arrangement or deal going down? Did she just happen to see someone's face who didn't want their face being seen? And who did this person belong to? You know, they've just about ruled out the motorcycle club, as they generally don't tend to drive sports vehicles, which leaves the cartel, the Southside Snakes, and Luke's own boss, one Andre Lopez, who, while he legitimately owns the club Luke works at, is thought to have ties with one of the criminal organizations. Most people point to the cartel. And if they do want to look into him, they know that they would have to do so extremely carefully. They can't exactly go in shouting about what happened, just in case the rumours about him are true. And if they are, they're going to find themselves in a lot of trouble really, really quickly. The other suspects are, of course, the snakes themselves. And if that is the case, it means that the gang is a bigger problem than any of them initially thought. However, when the conversation turned to what would happen should Alberto actually get his hands on the killer, it sent him into a complete rage state. All the negative emotions, the pain of losing his wife, and the anger at the fact that the killer has not yet been caught, spills out in such an uncontrollable way that he very nearly got himself arrested. He started kicking and throwing things. He went out into the street firing off shots into the air and throwing his two friends about who tried to stop him and calm him down. Eventually this succeeds, and they rather hurriedly get him back inside to cool off, while Luke handles those who did not scatter at the sound of gunshots, persuading them not to say anything because he doesn't want to see his friend arrested for very poorly expressing what he had held down inside of him. And as we'd lost track of time, the session had to end there. So we will see what consequences come of that and which direction they take from here. Which of the suspects are they going to try and look into first, and how are they going to do it? That will be this Sunday, and hopefully I will have another summary video up that same night, if not probably the Monday. So thanks for watching.